Hey, what is up there, guys? Dave Kunstek with Clean Marketing, and I just finished writing this article on local SEO and boosting your pressure washing business visibility in your area. And I'm just gonna go through this here real quick. Gonna give you the Cliff Notes version, talk off the hip here. But if you want more information, more specifics, read the whole article. Excuse me. But so to get things started, what is pressure washing local SEO? I mean, in a nutshell, it's really making your pressure washing business look more important to Google than your competitors' sites. And there's a number of ways that you can do this. The key points here are the main things that you need to do. And number one is local SEO focuses on optimizing your Google business profile. So that's number one, making sure that's all in line, that you have your services and products listed, that you're uploading pictures, you're having reviews done, that your information is as full and complete as possible, your business hours are in there, the categories that your competitors use, all that stuff. Reputation management is next, and reputation management is the fancy word for reviews. So you need some kind of a solution in place that is going to automatically help you get reviews for your pressure washing business. So what that means is you're going to have some kind of an automated solution where every time you finish a job, you will put them into your CRM, you'll push a button on your app, you'll fill out a form that what it will do is trigger a link to get sent to your client, asking them for a review. And obviously you're only going to have this sent to people that are, very satisfied with your work. And the next piece here, and again, this is not the last, there's a couple more that I like, but building local citations and obtaining backlinks from local websites to contribute to local search visibility. So with that said, we're going to go through a little deeper here and give you some more information. So understanding the basics of local pressure washing SEO. So biggest thing you got to understand is that signals from your local market is really what drives your local rankings. Now, I'm not talking about, when I say local rankings, I mean the map pack. I don't necessarily mean the organic listings. So, and local signals, again, there are things like getting reviews. They are having pictures uploaded to Google Business Profile, or pictures uploaded by your clients into a review they do about you, or a post, something they share on your Google Business Profile about the work you did for them. Now, why does that send a signal? It's because when they upload those pictures directly off their phone, they'll take the picture, the picture's on here, and if you have location services turned on, what's going to happen is that there's latitude and longitude on your phone, which what that's going to do is make Google understand that your pictures that you're taking are from your service area. So say you have a pile of pictures on your profile and they all have geo coordinates embedded in the back end of them, which again, every picture has this. If your location services are turned on, they're going to see locations all over your service area. And that really helps drive the message home to Google that this is what it's about. The next thing you want to be doing is posting on a regular basis. So posting on a regular basis just pretty much means that 2 to 3 times a week, you are posting about your services on your Google Business page. It's called an update, I believe. And what you're going to want to do is when you post an update about one of your services, and again, don't make it salesy, just talk about what you're doing, maybe even describe the service, but you want to link back to the page on your website that talks about this. And the other part is I'm sure you've seen on the websites, and yours probably does, if you've done any kind of SEO, it has, a map embed on your page. And because it's an embed from your Google Business page, every time that page gets accessed or someone goes to it, it sends a signal to Google. Hey, this is a signal. This map was just drawn into this page. And this page is about pressure washing in Charlotte, or whatever your city is. And that sends those signals that maybe this page should start ranking in the Google Maps for the service pressure washing in the Charlotte area. Does that make sense? Okay, on to the next one. Here are some of my favorite tools for when we're doing local SEO for our clients. Now, obviously, number one, this is not really a tool, but it's your Google My Business. It needs to be set up right. So the 3 that are listed here, which is Moz Local, Bright Local, and Yext. Now again, these are monthly subscription tools. We subscribe to them. We have what's called an agency plan, but if you're going to do this for yourself, you can get to any one of these. So what in Moz Local, what you can do is, again, It's going to show you a search grid, like I'm sure you've seen. Look at our rankings, where it has, different colors and what rank you're at, and it kind of show certain areas that are red that you're ranking really bad in, yellow, which are okay, which generally means you're ranking somewhere between 4 and 10. And then if they're green, you're ranking 1 through 3. And same thing with Bright Local. You can build one of those search grids, and you can also go in and do reputation management, which I talked about earlier. Is that reputation management tool that will automatically send out requests to your customers to leave you a review with a nice handy link to your Google profile. Or you can, if you're worried about Facebook and you're working on Facebook ads, maybe you want to have your reviews done on Facebook. It just depends. Now, Yext, this is a tool we employ. Now, what Yext is so handy for is once you start using it, you put in your proper information. So your name, your address, your phone number, and other pertinent information about your business. And what happens is Yext will then start going across the internet looking for your listing for your business. And it's going to find them, and it's going to put them into the database, and it's going to compare it to the information that you have in in Yext that you put in there. And anything excuse me, anything that's out of line, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a choice to fix it. And again, Yext does this automatically. Or if it doesn't exist at all on platforms that it deems is important, it will add it. And again, so you don't have to go in and do all these submissions by yourself. But it'll also get rid of, let's say on the yellow pages, you have 2 duplicate listings, for whatever reason. Maybe you did it a couple times over the years, or you actually used the yellow page at one time. What it'll do is it'll suppress the listings that are duplicate, because these duplicate listings actually hurt your rankings. But all in all, Yext is just a really handy tool for getting all this stuff done, in a nice, easy, automatic manner, and just keeping consistent with doing it on a regular basis. Now back to reputation management. Some other things, again, when you're implementing this process and getting reviews, some things you need to be doing as well is, number one, you see here, you need to be monitoring your reviews, which again, this just keeps you aware of the public sentiment. Are people saying good things about you? Are they saying bad things about you? You need to respond to the reviews. Again, what this does is shows that you care about the customers that left your review. And 2 things will happen. 1, people will see that you responded as 1. And 2, the actual customer that left you the review will see your response. And, it just makes them feel good that they were heard. Does that make sense? All right. So next thing you do is, encourage positive reviews. And again, you're only going to send your reputation management links for your software to people that had a great experience. So if you had a problem on the job, or if somebody, again, just you got a call to your company, something didn't go well, that's not somebody you want to send, that link to. And again, not that they would maybe leave you a bad review, but it's just better off to not find out. Makes sense? Okay. Negative reviews, they happen, and you need to address them. You can't just let them alone, and you cannot combat them unless it's a real thing, like a bogus review or just a situation that's very unfair. But addressing the negative reviews is important. And what that what that involves is just going in and telling your side of the story, keeping it professional, putting in what actually happened, sticking to the facts, no emotion. And generally, if you do that and people see you responding to negative reviews, taking ownership of a problem, if it's something that you did, that is almost as good as again, while it's not going to bring your rating up, when people see you positively responding to reviews and making good on a negative comment, they look at it as a positive trait. And lastly, consistency, which just make sure you're doing this all the time. You're not like doing it like once a month or every 2 months and going through and doing them all. Do it every week. That way you're staying on top of things. Every day be better. If you have staff, have them do it. But all of these things enhance your trust and credibility, and it will make all of this flow so much better. And again, people will just trust you more, and you'll look more credible. Now, next is the significance of pressure washing website optimization in local SEO. Now, obviously, if you're building pages that come up for certain terms, you'll come up in your organic results, which again, they're the natural results, the original results, they're at the bottom of the pages. But believe it or not, how your website is optimized makes a difference on how you rank in maps. So number one, you're going to start with keyword optimization. Again, you got to sprinkle in relevant, having local keywords throughout your site. It's not about stuffing stuff in, putting a keyword in as many times as you can in one spot. It needs to fit naturally. Like Google looks for natural language. So again, if you want to write a page about pressure washing in Charlotte, you want to talk about it naturally. The easiest way to do it is to make a couple bullet points, get in front of a camera like I am right now, and just go through the bullet points and talk about them and address them like you would a client if they were in person. Next is mobile responsive, because believe it or not, this gets checked by the Google algorithm. So if you have a bad mobile experience, if someone's got to do that pinch in and pull in to get in to read your website, it's going to be a problem, and it's going to give you a bad rating on your mobile response. And then also make sure when you're putting pictures up that they're edited and they're not like full-size pictures right off your phone, because phones they take pretty big pictures. They're going to be anywhere between 3 and say 6 megabytes with an iPhone. And if you have a 6 megabyte file and then you have 4 of them on one page, that's a lot to have to download, when if they were edited correctly, it would be, maybe 5% of that total volume, and the load time would be like that. Site speed. So it's proven that a fast loading site improves your user experience and really boosts your search engine rankings. It really makes a difference in how your site ranks, the user experience, and whether they leave or not. Because believe it or not, if someone types in pressure washing in Charlotte, pressure washing in Philadelphia, and they click and go to your site, and they're there, and they wait, and they wait, and they wait, and then they click back. If they click that back, that back button, Google sees that, and that is a bad signal. And what will happen is that it'll eventually affect your rankings. If you keep having a bad user experience and Google sees people go to your site and then leave, you'll start dropping down in rankings, and the people that doesn't happen with will stay there. Does that make sense? And number 4, quality content. You want to regularly update your site with fresh, relevant content that resonates with your local audience. So again, you don't want to be just putting up AI-generated crap. You can use AI to assist you, help you come up with ideas, maybe help you expand on your ideas, but you don't want to have AI write it start to finish, the end, because they'll know, people will know. Like if you read this article, it was AI assisted. So meaning I looked for bullet points. I asked, what are the questions that people want answered? What are the main techniques? And I answered them. And again, with help with AI. But like this article here, it's very well written, in my opinion. But if you go through it, you're going to see that it's very factual, very correct. There's no spelling problems, and that's the beauty of AI. So that helps you with quality content. So this next piece is the importance of competitor mining in local SEO. So you put the time in, you pay an agent, you put some money in, maybe you did a combination of both, but you got your rankings up. So now you got to keep your eye on the competition to make sure they don't, get momentum above you. So, and this is the whole part about SEO being consistent. You need to look at what they're doing. And again, there's tools for that. Some of those tools I mentioned before, like Bright Local, we like to use Hrefs and SEMrush. But again, what it'll do is you can go in there, put in your URL, then put in your competitors, and it'll benchmark you guys. It'll show who has links coming from where, who has more citations, who ranks for what keywords. Like these tools just know everything, and it allows you to keep track of where your competitors are at and what techniques they're using to rank. So when you have your SEO program moving and you get your rankings, you need to keep it going. It's not like, okay, I paid an agency to help us get ranked. Now we're there. Now we can stop. Because what will happen is if you do that, your other people who are still investing in their SEO in your area for your keywords, they're going to eventually outrank you once they become more important to Google. So you need to stay consistent on a monthly program, and at the least doing monthly content, monthly articles, maybe blog posts, posting to your GMB, getting reviews. You got to keep the momentum going if you want to keep your rankings. And a really good way of doing it is looking at your competitors. Now, one other thing here that I find really helpful is, sometimes when we're doing SEO for some time, and again, we're not cracking past certain competitors that are ranking above our client or us in that matter, is what I call a backlink analysis. And the industry calls this. And again, that's what I was saying before. We would put our website into one of these tools. It would show all the backlinks that are coming in. I would also put in 3 of the competitors for that site that I found in the search engines that are ranking above them. And what these tools will do is look at the backlinks of these other 3 competitors that I put in there, and it'll figure out which ones they're all using. So those are ones we absolutely have to get. And then what it'll also do is give us a list of the individual ones that have a high authority that are linking to these sites that we can then at least make an attempt at getting. So you won't get all of them. Sometimes people pay for them. You don't know all the time. But a lot of times you look at a site, you can figure out pretty fast if you can get a link to or not. But the theory is if you get a nice balance of all the links that your competitors have, and they're, as a whole, it's not links that any of the 3 of them have, but if you get them, you're going to rank above them. In theory, it doesn't always work that way, but if you do that and add a little more, your results are usually very good. Last part of the article here is just some frequently asked questions, and then I'll go through these real quick, and then we'll call it a day. So what are some of the common mistakes that pressure washing businesses make when implementing local SEO? And again, this is if you're doing it by yourself. So I think what we see the most of is if they misplace keywords or they don't have enough links. Again, they're posting their GMB, they're getting reviews, but they never spend any time getting the links. And again, some ways you can get links is one, you can hire a blogger to write an article about you and have them publish it on their blog. You can also do an online press release. Again, quick way to get a lot of links that are, they're countrywide. Some better ways to get local links would be, and I'm going to give you 3 of them here. Is one, sponsoring a local baseball team. Again, it could be like a little league team, it could be a teen league team, a basketball team, it doesn't matter. A lot of times what will happen is if you sponsor these teams, you get put on their website, you'll get mentioned on social media, and these links from organizations that Google knows is local helps you rank in that local market and makes you look more relevant than your competition. So the next thing would be is maybe start a scholarship fund. Again, that's not being crazy. You can offer $500 for somebody that is going into the trade at technical school. And, what will happen is you make the schools aware of it and they'll put it on their website. Yeah, you're going to give away that scholarship once a year, but a couple things, you're going to feel good about it. And 2, you're going to get all kinds of press about it. The next thing is just to be involved in your community. So if you're helping at community events, you're guest bartending, or if there is like a fair and you're volunteering for security, or you're, volunteering your staff, but still paying your staff to do certain things around the community. Maybe donate your staff's time to do some pressure washing at a playground, or, something of that matter is you're going to get mentioned in the local press. You invite the newspaper, they're going to make an article about you. These organizations will post about you on social media. Great way to get local backlinks. So next question is, how does a pressure washing business measure the success of their local SEO efforts? Now this answer is from a technical perspective. I'll give you my perspective right after this. So to measure success of your local SEO efforts, again, you just need to look at your rankings. Are you moving up? Are you moving down? What is your average rank? Are you ranking in the map pack for the keywords you want? Or are you ranking organically? And obviously, if you're showing up higher, you're going to get more queries and you're going to get more phone calls. But for me personally, if I'm running a program for somebody, it's about ROI. So what that means is I base it on form fills. Obviously I look for rankings. That's kind of, it's vanity, because if you're still not getting leads, it doesn't matter what you're ranking for. Is form fills on your website and phone calls coming into the business. Again, what we do is we put tracking numbers in place, and obviously we watch the form fills and we can see where they're coming from. So for me, the measure of success is phone calls and leads from your form. Lastly here, how often should a business update their local SEO strategies and practices? And obviously, you got to stay on top of it. We go to continued training all the time. We're always taking classes. We do have mentors in the industry. We same way you guys would go to your industry events for pressure washing and vendor shows and trade shows. Us as marketers, we have the same thing. We keep on top of it. And then for pressure washers, there's always marketing guys at your trade shows and so forth. I mean, a couple things: you can subscribe to a course, you can talk to them, you can ask someone like me or follow someone like me on YouTube or on Facebook, where I'm posting this kind of stuff about what you can do to keep after the trends. Again, the trends really don't change that much. I mean, if you're pretty consistent, you're putting new content out there, you're selecting reviews from your clients, you're keeping your citations in line, you're posting to your blog, you're posting to your GMB. I mean, all the standard stuff is always going to be the same. Now, once in a while, something that works a little better will show up. I'm a little skeptical about it most of the time, because I will tell you what worked 15, 20 years ago still works today, except for the things that were shady, like keyword stuffing. And just, you can usually tell if a technique is coming in that it's not going to last long, and eventually Google's going to realize people are doing it, and they're going to put a stop to it, and your site will be penalized. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions on local SEO, or you want some direction on what you could be doing on your own to help your pressure washing business rank in your local market, feel free to reach out, schedule a call with us. And again, even if we don't work together, when we do the call, we'll definitely give you a rundown of some things you could be doing your own to help your rankings. David Kunstek, Clean Marketing. Hope I get to talk to you guys soon.